I moved into my new house last week. It was old and big. My parents got it for a good price. I liked my new room. It had a big window and a large mirror. The mirror was old and dusty. I wiped it clean and looked at myself. The mirror was tall and I could see my whole body in it. That night, I had a strange feeling. I felt like someone was watching me. I turned on my lamp and looked around. No one was there. I looked at the mirror and saw my reflection. But wait, it wasn't just my reflection. There was someone else behind me. I spun around, but no one was there. I thought I was dreaming. I rubbed my eyes and looked again. The shadow was gone. I laughed at myself and went back to bed, but I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the shadow. The next day, I told my friend Emma. She didn't believe me. She said it was my imagination. I wasn't so sure. That night, I kept the lights on. I was too scared to turn them off. I looked at the mirror again. This time, the shadow was clearer. It looked like a woman in a long dress. I called for my mom. She came into my room and looked in the mirror. She saw nothing. She said it was just a trick of the light, but I knew what I saw. The woman in the mirror looked sad. She had long hair and pale skin. Her eyes were dark and empty. Every night, the woman came back. She didn't move or speak. She just stared at me. I felt cold whenever I saw her. One night, I gathered the courage to speak to her. "Who are you?" I asked. She just looked at me, her eyes full of sadness. One night, I had a nightmare. The woman in the mirror was crying. Her tears were black and her face was twisted in pain. She reached out to me. I woke up screaming. My parents rushed in and comforted me. They thought I was just having bad dreams. I decided to cover the mirror. I put a big cloth over it, but the feeling of being watched didn't go away. I could still feel her eyes on me. One night, I heard a whisper. It said, "Help me." It was her voice. I pulled the cloth off the mirror. She was there, reaching out to me. I knew I had to do something. I asked my parents about the history of the house. They told me a woman had lived here a long time ago. She had died in her room, but no one knew why. I realized the ghost wanted my help. She wanted to be free. I spoke to the ghost again. "How can I help you?" I asked. She pointed to a small box on my shelf. I opened it and found an old letter. It was a goodbye letter from the woman. She had been so sad and lonely. I read it out loud. The ghost smiled, and then she disappeared. I never saw her again. Since that night, my room has felt peaceful. The mirror is just a mirror now. I no longer feel watched. The ghost is gone, and she is at peace. I'm glad I could help her. Now, I sleep peacefully, knowing the ghost in my mirror has finally found rest.